This is the Captain Commodore series on sailing instruction. One of the first things that we want to get through is that there's a difference between a hard tender and a soft tender, or a Connecticut dinghy and a rest of the world dinghy. You can always tell when someone's from Connecticut because they're towing one of these. Now these things are neat, they're fine, but heck, the 60s are over. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that this thing's rated for 200 some odd pounds, and that thing is rated for 1,200 some odd pounds. I mean, haven't we all seen episodes of Jacques Cousteau? I'm down in the galley, kitchen, and I'm coming up to the porch, cockpit. I'm going to take this thingy here that you steer with, helm, and steer the boat vessel. I'm going to bring this flapping sail in. Okay, so, and get some hull speed. At that point, I'm going to reward myself. This is the good ship Eloquence, and this is a cursory lesson on handling her. What we're going to do here is we're going to get ourselves some hull speed by keeping the sails from flapping, and when we've got enough hull speed, we're going to carry out a maneuver called tacking. All right, we got the hull speed. Prepare to tack. Ready about? Hard to lead. Okay, she's managed to hook herself. I've got an emergency on my hands. I've got to run up to the bow, and I'm off. And I'm back. Ah! Sheeting the jib. Ah! Pay out on the main. We're now on port tack, and the jib's a little loose. We've got to sheet in the jib a little further and pick up some more hull speed. We're going to be heading back for the mouth of the harbor now, and we'll carry on with this lesson shortly. That's a proper cleat. The good ship Eloquence. What a day on the water it is. We've got perhaps a steady 10 knots of wind with puffs up to perhaps 13. No white caps, beautiful sunshine, and we've got the director on board. You can't see the director. The director's in control of the film. The director's sitting aft. That's the back. The front is called forward. The left side is port, and the right side is starboard. We're at this point, the wind is coming over the port side of the boat, so we're on port tack. We don't have right of way on port tack. The people on starboard tack have right of way over us. So we've got to be careful. Well, we are insured. Matter of fact, collisions are a great way to meet people, depending on what your social life's like. We've got right of way over all power vessels. Right here, this is called the helm. This controls the steering of the good vessel Eloquence. Some boats have a helm, which is attached to a rudder. Some boats have a wheel, which is attached to a rudder. Now, we've got good hull speed, and you don't refer to your speed on the water in miles per hour as you do in a standard motor vehicle. You refer to it, your speed in, not estimate the speed of the good vessel Eloquence today to be somewhere in the area of 4 or 5 knots. If you really want to know, all you do is simple. You just refer to the speed distance meter. And at this point, I see. I guess we need a little maintenance. And another important thing to keep in mind is how much water you're in. In this particular case, normally you'd refer to the depth meter. And that shows that we're in 75 feet of water, which should be just fine for us. And it's important to keep a handle on these numbers all the time and be very accurate. It's much along the lines of reading a chart, which we'll get to later. Looks like we have to sheet in the jib some more. Another thing you want to bear in mind is, you want to operate your vessel in a clear frame of mind. You don't want anything clouding your judgment. You want to be on the ball. In other words, you got a lot to consider. Anything can happen. You ever hear of a jackknife tractor trailer? I mean, what do you think, these guys drink and drive or something? No, accidents happen. The one thing is, you don't want anything to cloud your judgment. Now to move along with the jib. Well, we'll just bring the jib in. Gosh darn! Well, that's never happened before. Oh boy, no problem. You count on me to fix things. That's what being a good instructor and a captain's all about. When sailing or aviating, you need vantage points, relative points, to help you gauge where things are and help you communicate to others where things are. The way you do that in a boat, or on a plane, or in a plane, or on a boat, who the hell cares, is with an imaginary clock. Now, if you were to have an eagle-eye view of the good vessel Eloquence, and you imagine her as the face of a clock, 12 o'clock would be straight ahead. 6 o'clock would be straight aft. 9 o'clock would be 90 degrees off port side. 3 o'clock would be 90 degrees off the starboard side, and I think you can figure out the rest. Now, the question of daylight savings time. This is a big issue in some of us. I like to be specific about things. So, when I operate normally Eastern Standard Time. I feel is the best way to refer to where other vessels are. You don't want to make things too complicated. So when there's a line in the way, that's different because that's probably interfering with the seconds, around 3 o'clock.